South Park's back, Mr. Davis. Did you know?
What?
Season 27 has premiered, Sermon on the Mount, and what an episode it was. We're here to talk about it. I'm Dando.
I'm Guy. I haven't watched this episode. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh,
of course.
See you guys.
Bye. No, of course. It's all that everyone's talking about. Well, it's all that we're talking about today. But yeah, it's been in the news. It's been it's been everywhere, and justifiably so. Trey and Matt being
They've
fearless,
done it again.
being fearless, brave, bold, and outrageous.
This is the first time in a long time I've watched something and gone, I have to show somebody immediately. And I mentioned on our mailbag episode that I immediately showed my wife, Nicola, who isn't a South Park fan, and having her watch it, who's not a South Park fan, made me realize, oh, I love this episode because I know the ins and outs of what's going on with South Park and the Paramount deal and Trump, blah, blah, blah. Nicola's not up with US politics, so take that. Most of the US would be aware of the Trump stuff, but the Paramount stuff, she had no idea what was going on. So when he's doing his Sermon on the Mount, he's going, just shut the fuck up and Paramount will cancel us, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I don't get what's going on. I'm like, is this as relevant to a casual viewer as I thought? I loved it. As a South Park fan, I thought this was fantastic. If you know the ins and outs, it's incredible. But to a casual viewer, they might be a little bit lost by the overall story of it. Besides the Trump stuff just being, he sounds like Saddam Hussein and he's got his dick out.
Yeah, look at this little wiener.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think it does require a bit of prior knowledge of stuff that's been going on.
It does, yeah.
But, yeah, I think they walk that fine line of, there's enough here for the casual viewer, enough here for the part-timer, but if you know, you know, which has long been a South Park kind of thing as well. I mean, I think they pride themselves on talking about issues and addressing topics that are in the public eye.
That's the whole charm of the show, isn't it?
Yeah, and look, the fact that they are willing to quote-unquote go there is also part of the South Park brand. I think, diehards would kind of be a little disappointed if they didn't, as I like to say, go for the throat.
Watching this felt like the most rebellious, which is what South Park built their brand on. Trey Parker and Matt Stone in particular, with not just South Park, with everything they do, being rebellious, right? Yeah. When they went to the Academy Awards high and whatnot and dresses. I think this is the most rebellious South Park for me has felt in forever. Because they took the mickey out of the current sitting president of of the United States, Donald Trump. It's not just, we're making jokes about Trump. They took him down.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't just, you get your talk shows that make jokes about Trump and you have your parodies and whatnot. This wasn't just a parody. This was a complete and utter takedown.
Absolute evisceration. Yeah.
And no one, I don't think anyone has been willing to go to this level. No one's had the balls to do what Parker and Stone did with this episode. I give them full kudos to that.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems like they also put themselves in a position, contract-wise, where they had the freedom to do this as well.
We have talked many times about the position of FU, having a bit of FU money in your pocket.
The 1.5. So let's just go back a bit. So I think it was like the day before, a couple of days before, they just signed the $1.5 billion deal for the streaming rights with Paramount. And that is 10 new episodes per season for 5 cents. So there's 50 episodes, which is why we get the PSA number 1, because there's going to be one of 50, because there's going to be 50 of them. Or so we think. Maybe there's going to be another one. Who knows?
Who knows what's going to happen? Yeah.
But let's just give a brief oversight of what the episode is. So the episode, Cartman, and he is sad because he feels like woke culture is gone. And just trying to capitalize on the vibe, I guess, of the world right now, where it feels like, everyone just feels like they can say what they want again and get away with it.
It's feeling like anything goes, yes.
Yeah.
You can say the R word, you can say the F word. And
which they do here.
And there's not going to be ramifications the way they used to be even 5 years ago.
Exactly right, yeah. So Cartman's sad. He's trying to find his identity again because his whole identity was built around annoying people.
Yeah.
And the people who he would normally be annoying have just given up. Kyle's given up. No one's retaliated. Everyone's just broken. Everyone's just like, they're not trying anymore.
Yeah, or it's been dismantled by, say, government decree. I mean, they talk about, the fact that National Public Radio has been defunded.
Yeah, which is a great gag in itself.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, he used to listen to these lefties sort of whining about, the state of play. It's like, oh, my God, it's hilarious that they're so butthurt.
Yeah.
And the show has alluded to this in the past. I mean, Cartman needs someone to prick. Essentially, it's like we were saying about bullies. If you don't give them any ammunition, then they're just going to sort of fade away. They're going to deflate or whatever.
Just don't look. Just don't look.
Yeah. So, I find that very, very funny that Cartman's just without purpose. Yeah. If he's got no reason to exist if he's not there to annoy, because the whole society has become just willing to do
no
that
one
itself.
cares
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
But the power Christian principle, no longer PC principle.
That's right.
He has introduced Jesus back to the school, which outrages Randy. And Randy goes on a crusade with other fellow members of South Park who all voted for Trump, and they're like, we voted for him, but now we don't like him.
Well, yeah. Now,
which is
they're talking
saying
about
a lot about this on Twitter and whatnot. Like,
Absolutely.
I voted for him, but he's fucking up the country.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're talking about it in a different way here. But yeah, you've got a lot of rusted on Trump voters who are like, well, we wanted this and now we're not getting this. Or, he said he was going to drain the swamp. He's refilling the swamp. Or,
that's just what they're saying. That's not our beliefs or anything. It's
No. Yeah, so, they're being... Yeah, Parker and Son are very much tuned into the current mood of
the world.
Various current moods.
Yeah.
Because everyone is sort of dissatisfied, or everyone is disenchanted, or everyone is just confused. Yeah.
And that's why I think the world like almost needed this episode. It just needed this bit of going, we're allowed to say this stuff. We can fight back. We can point out the fact that this is all crazy.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, it's different when someone like, say, Stephen Colbert does it.
Yeah.
But he does it in his very kind of
tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, lofty kind of way. That's not necessarily going to appeal to everyone. South Park's not going to appeal to everyone either. But I mean, the way he was sort of going about, his disdain for the current state of the American government or the current state of play or whatever, for him to be kneecapped, for him to be taken
Cancelled,
off the air, for his show to be removed, all that kind of stuff, and for the powers that be running his game to sort of just like bend the knee and say, okay, sir, yes, we'll take this person that you don't like off the air. Yeah, for someone to then stand up and just go about it in a very blunt way. They're not sugarcoating this at all. It's like, a lot of people think this guy sucks, and we kind of do too. And we're going to poke fun of him in the most, again, blunt way.
We're making him the modern Saddam.
Yeah. And also, he's a fat man walking around the desert with a little dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's fairly straightforward, isn't it? We're not being sort of sophisticated with our satire here. It's like, this guy's corrupt, he's vulgar, and he's not well endowed.
No, not at all. Now, what was the website at the end? Was it like Trumped Us or something?
Yeah, they trumped us, or he trumped us.
Is it He Trumped Us?
Yeah.
HeTrumpeddUs.com. If you actually type that at the end of the PSA, it actually takes you to the YouTube link to the video of that message. HeTrumpeddUs.com. This video is age restricted and only available on YouTube. Yeah, the PSA contains synthetic media. Yeah. So basically, at the end of the episode, if you listen to this review, you've obviously watched the episode. What are you doing? Go and watch the episode first. We're going to be spoiling stuff. So at the end, we've got the PSA, number 1 of 50, because the deal was we could only do this if we have a positive message about Trump in every episode. Mm-hmm. And by doing so, they made this AI video that he just signed the order, which basically it's like
I was about to say,
end wokeness in AI.
It is hilarious, that he's basically...
They've turned it around on him.
His AI policy is offering very sort of lackluster protection against...
do what you want with AI,
against deepfakes. Yeah, so for them to use that jujitsu, wow.
Yeah, and it all just happened so quick too. We talk about how they do things in real time. Like they just signed that deal. The AI order was signed like that day the episode aired. Craziness that they can be so on the button with that. But that's what makes South Park so great. In saying that though, will this episode mean anything in 20 years from now? Who's to say? I don't think it'll appeal to an audience 20 years from now unless you're aware of the Trump situation. But I think this is going to set a precedent of what you can get away with on television.
And it's important to have it as sort of a moment in time, as like a time capsule as well. I mean, 20 years from...
It felt landmark TV.
Yeah.
For the first time in a long time.
Yeah, 20 years from now, who knows what, if... how we're going to be receiving our art and entertainment, if it even exists. But for them to sort of put plant their flag and say, this is how we feel about this is where we stand on this, and we're willing to go public with it. Pretty bold, pretty ballsy.
I don't know if this is true, but I did read somewhere that if they get cancelled, they still get paid out that $1.5 billion.
Sure.
What a clause.
Oh, yeah.
What a clause.
Yeah. They've been apparently very, very savvy from very early on in terms of what they get remunerated for.
Well, it's just also having creative control over their product as well.
Sure.
It never really feels like South Park is making a show to appease the executives.
Oh no, it never feels bottom line, does it?
But everything they do obviously has to be approved. Like, there's no way Paramount are putting this out there before they approve it all. And apparently all different executives went over it and are like, yeah, okay. You know, apparently they wanted to censor out Trump's dick at the end.
Sure.
So a workaround that was to put eyes on it and have it talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was their little workaround. They called it a character as opposed to Trump's penis. But I don't know. What were your thoughts when you first watched it? How did you feel coming out of it? I was like excited. It just created this feeling in me where I went, this feels like something that you shouldn't be able to get away with, but they've done it. The sons of bitches have done it.
It does feel like, a lot of people have been, a lot of artists, and traditionally we sort of look to art and entertainment to, as we say, speak truth to power or whatever. Often it's a little bit toothless. This felt like it actually had some claws to it. And it's funny, it's like they're fighting fire with fire because, look, we don't want to get too political or anything like that, but I think a lot of people generally regard Trump and the whole Trumpian vibe as kind of vulgar, and kind of lowbrow and kind of devaluing a lot of things. And the fact that he's actually like the president of the United States feels like, well, does that role actually mean anything anymore? It's like, you used to be able to say, work hard, Jimmy, and one day you can grow up to be president. It's like, yeah, but this guy... I think I'd rather be Big Daddy Elon, or I think I'd rather be Mr. Beast or some shit like that.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll take down Mr. Beast in an episode. That would be cool.
Fuck, I hope so.
Oh, that would be so great, wouldn't it?
Watched a really interesting video about him the other night, but we'll talk about that another time. But they fought fire with fire, Parker and Stone, by just like, you're a dumbass vulgarian. We can't sort of come at you going, oh, well, let me tell you the thing about Donald Trump is that, he's kind of, I find him very unappealing. You can't do it like that. You're going to say, he's a fat man walking around naked in the desert and his dick's tiny. Fuck that guy. Yeah, that's great. It works. hits him where it hurts. I mean...
It's almost like, do you feel like watching this that you felt they were challenging him to sue them?
God, probably. There's a lot of talk. I love how the White House actually said something like, this is White House spokesperson Taylor Rogers. Seems like a very Trumpian White House person name. The show hasn't been relevant for 20 years. No further age show can derail President Trump's hot streak. What hot streak, by the way? It feels like he's
in the desert.
That's true. He's having a legitimate hot streak. Because he's naked in the desert. You're right. Well played. But that feels kind of like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. It's like, no, DJT's on a roll at the moment. Things are going great. It's like, I don't think they are.
I think the best response Trump could have had to this episode was just say nothing.
Yeah, probably.
Like, just don't acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Just let Trey and Parker, let them have their fun.
Let them have their fun. It's like,
because if you come across as gotten to, then they've won.
Of course, yeah.
The whole point of them is that they wanted a reaction.
That's as much noise as the White House has made, though. I mean, I don't think DJT has been on Trump on Truth Social.
But Trump is a very savvy businessman, and he is, of course, not going to sue them because that's exactly that's the reaction that Parker and Stone want out of this. That would be the best cred they could possibly get, to be sued right now after this, because that's the whole point of it. The whole point is Trump is suing everybody. Our president is suing everybody. Yeah. You watch him sue us. If he doesn't, he won't. He's not stupid. He's not going to do that. And I don't think, because a lot of the reviews I read was, I can't believe they made Paramount air this episode on their own station when they're taking down Paramount. Paramount would love this.
Oh yeah.
As much as they're taking down Paramount, do you know how much hype this is creating for an entity that they co-own?
Well, let's see. We're in the attention economy, and this is creating a lot of attention.
Yeah. So I thought this episode was incredible. A really pivotal episode of not just South Park, but just television in general. Just the episode of TV that just felt the world just needed something to go, I know this is childish. I know this is outrageous. But I'm allowed to laugh at this.
Oh, sure.
Everyone had 22 minutes to just laugh. And Trump supporters out there probably weren't laughing. But I don't see how. How can you possibly not look at this and say, hey, that's right, buddy. Hey, relax. And just the Saddam voice, even when they first cut to that White House and it cued the music, I was like, oh, shit, they're not going to, surely not. And they've basically just made him the new Saddam Hussein, which I thought was a choice.
Absolutely. And a good one.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on Sermon on the Mount. Comment below, tell us what you think. We'd love to read all of your comments. We're going to be doing brief reviews on every episode of the new season of South Park, and I've read that the new one is going to be taking the Mickey out of Charlie Kirk.
Ooh.
I hope they take the Mickey also out of the young blonde guy who done a lot of debates during the presidency campaign as well. You may have seen him. The young blonde guy. He's a Democrat. He's not a...
Okay.
Let's find
Not
it.
a Republican. By the way, while we're talking about it as well, not all this episode was about Trump, or not all the jokes were at least. One that I found just hilarious was their skewering of ChatGPT, particularly when Randy's sort of asking questions to it all the time, and it really nails the friendly voice that GPT has.
That guy, Dean Withers.
Oh, I've seen his face, but
Yeah, so he annoys me as well. He's just a really smug. He interrupts all the time. So I'd love to see them take, because that's what South Park do well. Is they usually, this episode not so much, but they usually show things from both sides.
Sure, yeah.
I think taking Mickey out of Dean as well as Charlie would be a fun video to watch.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, what else do you think South Park would tackle? I mean, Mr. Beast would be a great idea. I think people would love it.
It feels like everything everywhere all at once at the moment, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the movie. I'm just talking about life.
Yeah.
What? There's Trump. There's Epstein. There's AI. There's the algorithm. There's everything online. Oh,
We'll live at the Parker and Stone.
yeah. They are probably
They
sitting
get
at their...
paid to come up with ideas.
That's the thing, yeah. They're sitting at their desk at the moment probably asking themselves the same question.
Yeah.
But admittedly doing it with a nice fat wallet in their back pocket.
Right. But thank you guys for checking out our review of 7 on the Mount. The next one we're going to be doing whenever it comes out. August 6th, I believe, is the next air date. Let's have a look here. It's on the wiki page, the next air date. Yeah, so it comes out August 6th, 2025. It's TBO. No one knows what it's called yet. And I like that because, like Simpsons, for example, they tell you what's coming out, who's going to be guest starring. Not knowing exactly what South Park's going to do makes it almost destination TV.
It's a little bit unpredictable. Yeah, you don't know. You're not exactly sure what you're going to get, so you'd better tune in.
And because of the hype of this episode, it now feels like if you want to feel like you're on top of things, you have to watch this episode when it airs.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're just going to be behind the times.
Sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so thanks again, guys, for checking out our review. Don't forget to check out all the previous episodes that have gone down to South Park. You can find those on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you do find your shows. But for now, Mr. Davis, any final words for those incredible viewers/listeners out there?
Hey, relax, guys.